Get your minds right! Let's have a great day. Here we go!
Now, it's time for the Pat Narduzzi Show. The Pat Narduzzi Show is presented by the Power of Bowser and brought to you by GBU Life, providing life insurance, annuities, and community service since 1892. The Pat Narduzzi Show is on the Panther Radio Network.
Live from the Hotel Indigo on Technology Drive, next to the University of Pittsburgh. Welcome to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser, with Chris Pickle, 97 head football coach Pat Narduzzi. I'm the other Pat Bostic. Panthers coming off a big road win over Florida State and prepping for a primetime matchup at Syracuse on Saturday night at the JMA Wireless Dome. I still can't help but say Carrier Dome, but it's the JMA Wireless Dome. We'll get it right. 7:30 kickoff, ACC Network, wall-to-wall coverage on the Fan. Bill Hillgrove at 7:30 for kickoff. Coach, Road Warriors is something you guys have kind of embodied, and you guys got a huge one in Tallahassee last Saturday.
That was a big one. So we give our guys Road Warriors shirts. Oh, you can only win it when you win. So on the way home on the plane, you can wear it. So they wore it proudly. I got to remind them tomorrow to make sure they pack that in their bag.
Yeah, pack that one for sure and bottle up the energy there. But obviously, a big win like that, I know what coaches guard against. I know the tape was watched on Sunday. It was put to bed, and it's on to a new opportunity.
Yeah, I'm allowed to talk about it. You know, our players, you can't ask Ryan about it tonight. You know, Ryan Bear, our special guest tonight. But we've moved on from that, and we got to make sure that we're locked in for the next opponent.
I think we have our biggest guest to date on the Pat Narduzzi Show.
The largest for sure.
The largest for sure. Ryan Bear, 6'7", 325. Right tackle will join us here in just a little bit on the Pat Narduzzi Show. Coach, you can't understate the return of Desmond Reed. He did it all on Saturday.
He sure did. He had a heck of a game. It was great to have him back in the lineup. And, he's special. He's special. And I think that, I've said this, those other backs are special too. Boosie, Turner was moving. And, he's going to give us another gear. So to be able to keep those three guys fresh and keep them going, we're in the fourth quarter. We got some explosion out of that backfield is huge.
We'll get into the Players of the Week, the weekly awards here next on the Pat Narduzzi Show. But it's not often that a running back wins the conference receiver of the week. Did that just speak to his versatility? I mean, he runs routes like a receiver.
He runs routes. He's quick-twitched, and he's explosive, and he's fast. And, if we weren't playing Florida State, I think a couple of those might have gone to the house. But that was a pretty fast secondary.
In the Florida State game, you guys get to the end of the second quarter. Things don't go your way. What was your message to the group in the locker room down 7 at halftime on the road?
Something we've talked about all the time is finish. We go into halftime, whether we're up, whatever it was at Boston College a couple weeks ago, we go into that second half, it's 0-0. We started over, and again, we preached all year long just about execution. We don't look at the scoreboard. The scoreboard is irrelevant. That's just, I don't want our guys being, end of the game, oriented. I want them to be, not the outcome oriented, but being play-oriented, win each play. And if you just take care of that scoreboard takes care of itself. And that's really what we've seen the last couple weeks.
That said, you got a fresh Syracuse team coming off an open week, and it's a primetime game, a night game in the JMA Wireless Dome. What's that environment like? Anything different preparation-wise?
It's been a while since I've been there.
I know.
Forgot what it's like. The last time we played them was I don't even remember that game. I do remember that game. I don't remember the last road game we had against Syracuse because it wasn't pretty. We had bad views. I hate the press box. I wasn't in the press box. I mean, you guys, hard as the call game from up there. You might as well be in an airplane watching the game. But that was a game we needed iPads. We didn't have them. It's a game we needed a view from the press box. We didn't have them, and that really was critical in really what we did defensively that game. And I know offensively we weren't very good that day. So we get a chance to go on the road again and go up to Syracuse, and we're looking forward to it. But it's a great atmosphere. It's a dome. Playing indoors, the wind won't be a factor at all. You won't have to worry about which way we're going to kick coming out. It's just a preference, so I don't have to worry about the wind and throwing grass up in the air or sand, whatever it may be. And we'll be able to play efficient football up there.
An old East rival, Pitt and Syracuse have played every year since 1955. Coach mentioned having not been there in a while. You guys played in the Bronx in 2023. It's been since 2021 since Pitt has visited the Dome. We'll put Florida State to bed with the weekly awards next on the Pat Narduzzi Show. And you're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, Pitt fans. Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines. Keep climbing.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
At L.B. Foster, we've been building America's infrastructure since 1902. We hold a market-leading reputation in the rail and infrastructure segments and embrace the digital era by anticipating the evolving needs of these markets. Our engineered solutions help to ensure safe and efficient rail transportation and public infrastructure for generations to come. Visit lbfoster.com to discover career opportunities and see how we innovate to solve global infrastructure challenges.
Thinking about selling your home? With RE/MAX Select Realty, you're not just getting an agent, you're getting a powerhouse team backed by the #1 name in real estate. Our proven marketing, expert negotiators, and cutting-edge technology mean your home sells faster and for top dollar. Trust the brand with global reach and local expertise. When it comes to selling your biggest investment, don't settle. Select RE/MAX Select Realty, official real estate sponsor of Pitt Athletics.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
At the University of Pittsburgh, the gold standard is the championship level that Pitt Athletics programs strive to achieve. This season, Pitt Athletics is recognizing those businesses that support Pitt Athletics at the gold standard championship level. Pitt Athletics would like to recognize its 2025 gold standard corporate partners, Clearview Federal Credit Union and the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. Thank you for supporting Pitt Athletics. Together, we go for gold.
It's the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Einschel back to throw it. He throws it for the end zone. There's a man there. Touchdown, Panthers! Pulling it in on the near sideline is Desmond Reed, and that's the element that we've been missing for almost a month.
Almost a month.
Certainly missed that for almost a month. Welcome back to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power Bowser here at the Hotel Indigo. And we were missing that, Coach. I mean, Dez out of the backfield, Dez in the backfield running the ball. That was a beautiful out-and-up route that Mason put on the money.
Yeah, he did. He's got a knack of putting the ball on the money, and happy with Mason's play and obviously Desmond Reed's play.
We'll get into the Players of the Week, weekly awards for Florida State. Do this after every victory, so it's let's keep it going. Let's keep this going every single week.
No doubt.
We'll start on offense. I know you had a lot to pick from. It was an explosive performance by your offense, a consistent one. But who ultimately was your offensive player of the week?
Yeah, we had 14 explosives in that game, and Desmond Reed was responsible for a few of them for sure. We grade him out winning grades. He had an ACC grade with 12 carries and 45 yards. Those 8 receptions for 155 yards and 2 big-time TDs. 2 great throws by our quarterback as well. As those receivers, running backs, whatever, don't make plays without QB1 in there. And Desmond Reed, was outstanding for the day.
And how about on defense?
Defense, Braylon Lovelace. I know Kyle Lewis got Player of the Week in the ACC, but this was my choice for Player of the Week. For defense, Braylon Lovelace played outstanding. Winning grade, 5 tackles, 5 hits on the quarterback, 2 quarterback hurries. He's all over the place playing that middle linebacker spot.
Yeah, I was going to ask you a real quick aside here. He's transitioned into that middle position and played there exclusively this year. How has he adapted in there? That was probably his best performance to date.
No question about it. And again, he's played pretty well all year, but he's adjusted well. I mean, we wouldn't have put him there if he hadn't. He adjusted well last spring. We knew we were going to put our 3 most athletic linebackers on the field, and Braylon certainly fits that. And who knows, next year he may be back on the outside and we may move things around, but he can play anywhere.
Little tease to our special teams player of the week. My coach, Dave, wants that you say if you block a kick, you got a high chance of winning. And your special teams player of the week did just that.
No doubt about it. Josh Guerriere, excellent true freshman coming in, has played significant snaps on defense and will again play some more this weekend. But Josh has played at a high level. He's a guy that every punt team has got to be leery of where he is. Not only does he have the speed to get there, but he has the technique. I mean, we go through spring drills and fall drills, and Coach Burrow's got these fantastic drills of just seeing who is fastest from point A to point B, but also a guy that can put his hand his hand and eyes on that ball, and he's got a knack for it. So hopefully we get a couple more.
He was sprawled out. I mean, didn't even touch the punter. I mean, obviously you worry about that when you're going for a punt block. No concern there.
If he would have been a little closer, I wish he would have lined up.
You wanted to block the whole thing.
You wanted to block the whole thing. Wanted that thing in the end zone because we didn't get any points from it, unfortunately, because we threw an interception in the next series offensively. But that could have been a really, really game-changing play. Usually they're game-changing because you score a touchdown off of them. So that didn't help us much, but it was a fantastic play by Josh.
14 explosive plays on offense. The receivers, the quarterback get a ton of the credit, but the protection, the run blocking was great all day. Who was your offensive lineman of the week?
Offensive lineman of the week, again, it could have been a bunch of guys. Could have been Ryan Baer, could have been a bunch of them, but we had Lyndon Cooper, our center, who gets us all lined up and makes a lot of calls up front. We had 0 unforced errors that day. I mean, 0 going into that noisy atmosphere, and it was loud down there. We heard a lot of war chants, I guess is what they call it, but. Lyndon did an outstanding job, as well as that whole offensive line played outstanding.
Special teams, unsung hero.
Special teams, excuse me, Trey Butkowski. I mean, went on the road. His second road contest, was 2 for 2 on field goals. Those are critical field goals. I don't care where you are, but when you do it on the road and you're automatic like he is, he's been impressive all year.
Yeah, made one to give you the lead that you would not relinquish in that third quarter. How about your defensive unsung hero?
Defensive unsung heroes, Isaiah Neal, a.k.a. Ghost. Isaiah, has transitioned to playing a lot of defensive end because of injuries. He's the next best end to put in there, with him and Jimmy at defensive end. He's so smart. I mean, for a guy that can go out there and execute at a high level, his intelligence is obviously one of the keys. He's got great knowledge of all 4 positions up front. Could probably play linebacker if we needed him to. He could do a lot of different things, but he plays with emotion, and he really gets our defense going.
And how about your offensive unsung hero?
Offensive unsung hero. Let me see here. Our left tackle, Kendall Stanley, his first true start. Obviously finished up the BC game at that left tackle spot and, probably had one bad play in the game. But the rest of them, just like we thought, that was one of our goals going out in the portal last December and January is to find a couple of linemen that if we had someone go down, that we had someone that we felt, felt great as a starter and, and we've nailed it with those 3 guys that did come in here, and he's certainly been a key for us as we've get into the second half of the season.
Yeah, you talk about no unforced errors. You got a brand new left side of your offensive line going into that game in a critical environment with Ryan Coretta playing left guard. How did he grade out?
Ryan did well as well. I mean, that entire offensive line played well. When you put up the yards we did and protect the quarterback like we did for the most part, that whole offensive line should get an award.
This is a guy that's steadily increased his contributions as the year's gone on. Your defensive attack force player of the week, I have a feeling, is going to be playing a little bit more.
No doubt. Kavir Baines, shoot, I don't even know where he came from. California somewhere. Cal Poly.
Let me check my chart.
I don't even know.
I got it on here.
Didn't go visit him, but,
UC Davis.
UC Davis. Cal Davis. Kavir's been, special. We thought he was, athletic. I think, we were his only offer. That guy, we consider him a starter back in the back end. He's not only a practice player, but a guy that when the game turns on, he's making plays. He's not one of those guys that might make a play. He will make a play. I love how he tackles. He gets guys on the ground, and he's done an outstanding job.
Let's go with the Rocks player of the week. For those of you not familiar, Rocks are your scout team players of the week. We'll start on special teams.
Yeah, special teams. Emery Fleur, kid that plays linebacker for us. He's really smart. An outstanding, walk-on outside linebacker that will eventually play a lot of ball for us. I think he'll be the next step is getting him to really play on special teams. He's taken a major interest in special teams, and obviously most of your linebackers should be on special teams, so I'm excited for Emery.
How about on offense?
Offensively, Tyreek Robinson. He's a really talented receiver that's still figuring it out. He's got the ability to be a starting receiver here at Pitt, if we can put all the pieces together. But he played receiver on the scout field last week for us. He also played quarterback for us, and he looked like a natural back there running the ball.
So that was Castellanos during practice?
Not all the time, but, he even threw a couple of passes, just so he wasn't running it every time. But Tyreek did a heck of a job for us, gave us a great look of an athletic guy back there. They ran so many quarterback draws coming into the game, scared the heck out of you. So we wanted to have an athlete in that backfield.
And a local product is your defensive Rocks Player of the Week.
Yeah, Central Catholic. Ty Uhas, Pittsburgh kid. He's done a nice job for us all year on the scout team. He's physical. He's tough. He's all Pittsburgh.
Coming up next on the Pat Narduzzi Show, making his radio debut, the big right tackle for the Pitt Panthers, Ryan Baer. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, who's that girl helping you with your draft picks?
Oh, that's my Clearview expert, Jen. What do you always say, Jen?
Diversify your lineup, just like your investment portfolio.
Yes! She's a genius!
Financial advice is closer than you think. Clearview, clearly different.
No one gets you closer to the Pitt Panthers than the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Go inside the locker rooms, on the sidelines, and inside the game as we provide exclusive analysis, breaking news, and recruiting updates all season long. Have a question or want to comment on how Pitt's doing? Join a chat with a Post-Gazette reporter at postgazette.com/Pitt. From the football field to the volleyball court, the Post-Gazette has the best eyes and ears on all Pitt sports.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi from 93.7 The Fan for the Power of Bowser. This October, things are getting spooktacular at Bowser Chevy of Monroeville. From the family favorite Chevy Equinox to the powerful Silverado and the all-new Blazer EV, Bowser has a ride that's ready for every trick-or-treat adventure. Right now, Bowser Chevy gets 0% for 36 months on a 2025 Chevy Silverado, $1,500 crew cab, plus $1,000 bonus cash. Get financing offers, top trade-in values, and drive home with the confidence of Chevy's advanced safety features. For well-qualified buyers, tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies. With approved credit through GM Financial. Offer ends November 3rd.
Well, that's the power of Bowser. Yeah.
Bowser Chevrolet Monroeville. BowserChevrolet.com.
At GBU Life, we specialize in life insurance and annuity products to help protect families and anchor retirements. But we do things a little differently. When you choose GBU Life, you become a member of an organization that supports you, your personal goals, and your community causes. Ready to be a member? Visit gbu.org. GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life. Life insurance is underwritten and annuities are issued by GBU Financial Life, Pittsburgh, PA. GBU Life and its agents do not provide legal, tax, or financial advice. Please consult with your advisor.
We celebrate the brave, the powerful, pink ribbon wearers and supporters who turn the fear and uncertainty of a breast cancer diagnosis into strength and hope. At UPMC, we're here to support you with screenings, compassionate experts, and innovative therapies, because we know that sometimes you just need someone by your side through every step of the journey. Learn more at upmc.com/breast cancer awareness.
Hey, who's that girl helping you with your draft picks?
Oh, that's my Clearview expert, Jen. What do you always say, Jen?
Diversify your lineup, just like your investment portfolio.
Yes! She's a genius!
Financial advice is closer than you think. Clearview, clearly different.
Back to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
The gift and trying to loop outside. And getting free to the 5, down to the end zone, touchdown. Looping to his right for the Panthers is running back Jakarian Turner for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. It was a beauty.
Right off the right side and lead blocking for him on that play is our special guest on the Pat Narduzzi Show, right tackle Ryan Baer, 6'7", 325-pound redshirt junior from East Lake, Ohio. And Boosie had a couple nice touchdown runs, and I don't think it's any coincidence that both of them were going to the right.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good game plan going in, and we knew some of these plays would work, and it just happened to be called to my side. So,
yeah, you got a little slimmer this offseason, Ryan, coming into year 2 of Coach Bell's offense. What was the intent there?
I knew, being 1 year under Coach Bell's offense, that you have to be a little more athletic and be able to move out in space. So, playing a little heavier from our previous offense, I thought it'd be smart to lose some weight, and Coach Stack helped me out a lot, and I've definitely seen the benefits so far.
Little peek behind the curtain, Coach. You talk about weight, you talk about fluctuating throughout the course of the season. Your guys weigh in and out every single day going into the cafeteria. I mean, talk about that component of it. You can't lose sight of it 365 days a year.
No doubt about it. I mean, weight is so important. We got guys that need to still gain, and we got guys that we need to keep where they are and lose weight. Especially some of the freshman offensive line that come in. Big old Torian Chester and some of those guys. We got a freshman tackle from Texas. I think came in about 240. I think he's up to about 255, 260 now, and he'll just keep getting bigger. But it's important. That's all part of the nutrition. We feed our guys the right way. They've got all kinds of protein bars and drinks that we feed them and try to keep their weight on during the season, which is not easy.
You've been in the gym for how long? I mean, you've been a musclehead for a long time, right?
Yeah, probably about middle school. So
middle school. At what point during your childhood were you just bigger than everybody else? This is a question I wanted to ask you for a long time. I figured I'd do it now.
I was pretty much always bigger than people. Like youth football, I always had the orange stripe. I had to lose 30 pounds every year to play. But
really,
yeah, I really hit my growth spurt going into 6th grade though.
Sixth grade.
Yeah.
What were you, about 6'5" in 6th grade?
No, I grew to 5'11".
5'11" in 6th grade is massive. But how much is the weight room and nutrition a part of your approach weekly? It's not just watching film and practice. It's the other 12 hours of the day when you're taking care of your body.
It's just as important as all the other stuff. You want to be feeling your body right so you can play well on the field, and then lifting during the season. You're not going to be getting stronger, but you just want to be able to maintain as much as you possibly can, and not lose it. So
a tug of war between you and Francis Brew. Who am I putting my cash on in that one?
I always bet on myself, but Francis is very strong.
Long levers, though, right? Long levers. I mean, that makes a big difference. Talking to big right tackle Ryan Baer on the Pat Narduzzi Show, you guys have really put it in gear the last couple weeks offensively. We'll talk about your freshman quarterback. But what about this breakthrough, this turnaround, did you see coming? Because obviously there was some frustration earlier in the year.
I would just say it started with Coach Bell. Really, Coach Bell kind of told us that we need to step it up. Coming out of West Virginia week, and we really started to amp it up in practice. We focused more on finishing every play, just like that little extra finish at the end. And Boston College, I really think, Louisville, I think we showed a little more of a step up, and then every week we've just been progressing, which is what you want to see. So,
Coach, when he came in, I mean, he thrust into action pretty early. Played the last 3 games of your freshman year, and then he's played right and left tackle. I mean, he's played both sides. What's it say about a player that they can swing both sides in a time of need?
Yeah, I mean, obviously last year we didn't want to do it. We tried to go one game without moving him over there. We knew that would be the best left tackle, but we didn't want to move him because you kind of break 2 spots and you're trying to break him in over on the left. It's been nice, It even came up this year when Percy went down. I was like, no, we ain't doing it. We got Stanley in there, and Kendall has done a nice job, and it's good. I just want to, he's got a home at that right tackle spot. I think he's an NFL guy at that left tackle or at the right tackle spot, and we'll just keep continuing to develop him. I think that's what he's done. He's seen constant development through his years here at Pitt.
How comforting is it to have BJ next to you? You guys have been, knock on wood, you guys have been next to each other every game for a long time now. I'm sure the communication is second nature.
Yeah, I love playing next to BJ. That was one of the hardest parts about moving to left was having to play with a new guard. But, just knowing that you're playing next to one of the best guards in the ACC every day it's awesome, especially being able to build that chemistry with them. So
I got to ask you about the freshman quarterback, Mason Heichel. Obviously, started a couple weeks back against Boston College, had a great performance against FSU. But I want to ask you about the practice, the huddle, the sideline. What about his demeanor has made him ready for this moment?
I mean, he's just like a natural-born leader. I mean, we saw it when he came in the spring, and, it just got better and better as time went on. And, just the charisma he has, even before his first start, it was almost like we felt like he was too amped up, but then, he went out there and backed it up. But, just constantly coming up to us on the sideline, being like, let's go, like, we got this, we're about to score, just like always reassuring that, he's that guy. So he just has that just natural born to him.
Kind of like you did, Pat, back in the day.
Well, I was having a flashback because looking at a big guy like Mike McGlynn in there, a veteran offensive line, he would just tell me to shut up. I don't think you're telling Mason Heichel to shut up. He's backing it up with his performance. He's putting up stats in 2 games that I didn't put up in an entire season, which is pretty impressive. Last one before we take a quick break. What's it mean to this offense to have Dez back?
Everything. I mean, he's a dog. Like, there's a reason why he got all the awards he got last year. It wasn't, a fluke. He's he's the best player in the ACC in my opinion on offense, and it means everything to have him back on that offense.
Coming up on the Pat Narduzzi Show, more with big right tackle Ryan Baer. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
The University of Pittsburgh is one of the nation's oldest institutions of higher education. The Hail to Pitt program highlights the history, success, and goodwill of businesses rooted in Pittsburgh. Pitt Athletics would like to recognize a Hail to Pittsburgh corporate partner, Bowser Automotive, a family-owned dealership offering new and used vehicles, expert service, and financing across top brands, delivering trusted care, value, and a seamless car buying experience since 1983. Thank you, Bowser Automotive, for your support of Pitt, because together we hail to Pittsburgh.
As on the football field, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win your financial goals. Their wealth advisors use proven strategies with a focus on retirement distribution and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jksfinancial.com.
Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland. Host of the Pat Narduzzi Show. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters. At PNC Bank, they pride themselves on being boring. For nearly 160 years, they've quietly toiled away to serve up brilliant results for their equally brilliant clients. As a proud sponsor of Pitt Athletics, PNC digs your passion for winning. That's why they have dedicated teams throughout Pittsburgh, all ready to do the boring work to help set you up for success. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association. Thinking about selling your home? With RE/MAX Select Realty, you're not just getting an agent, you're getting a powerhouse team backed by the #1 name in real estate. Our proven marketing, expert negotiators, and cutting-edge technology mean your home sells faster and for top dollar. Trust the brand with global reach and local expertise. When it comes to selling your biggest investment, don't settle. Select RE/MAX Select Realty, official real estate sponsor of Pitt Athletics.
At L.B. Foster, we've been building America's infrastructure since 1902. We hold a market-leading reputation in the rail and infrastructure segments and embrace the digital era by anticipating the evolving needs of these markets. Our engineered solutions help to ensure safe and efficient rail transportation and public infrastructure for generations to come. Visit lbfoster.com to discover career opportunities and see how we innovate to solve global infrastructure challenges.
Let's return to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Pat Narduzzi Show, live from the Hotel Indigo. I failed not putting the second Shakarian Turner touchdown. I also wanted to have the offsides call late in the game, where I was frantically going crazy because I thought that Mason was going to snap the ball with like 38 seconds left on the play clock. You guys got the offsides. Linden got toppled. Nice little acting job by him. Good. I'll give him credit for that. And you burst into celebration. We're talking to Ryan Baer, right tackle. You knew you had it won at that point, but I saw hands in the air. I saw a tomahawk chop. I saw a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just at the end of the game, there's a lot of emotion, especially just how that game went. And, before the game, that guy that, jumped off sides was the one that was, talking a lot of trash. So just him being the one to jump off sides really just I don't know. I just jumped, and then I did the first down, and then I saw Coop on the ground. I don't know.
I've always wanted to ask a lineman this because there's different types when a touchdown, either a run or a throw. Are you the guy running to the end zone to get the guy that caught it, or are you the guy waiting for the quarterback to dap him up?
I'm usually the run down guy, but
are you the put up in the air guy? Because
no.
that would be scary as all get out. If I'm like Dez and I got Ryan Baer throwing me up in the air.
Yeah, no. I used to be the run down guy, but these wide receivers and skill players these days all have their crazy celebrations.
You're not a part of the choreograph?
No, they're running off the sideline before I even get down there, so I just quit running down and celebrate with the quarterback.
Hand the ball to the ref. right, Coach? And act like you've been there before. Is that that's your talk track?
Hand the ball. If I see another headstand, I'm going to go nuts. Really, what I need to do is get the offensive lineman down there to tackle their ass before they can do anything.
That's exactly right.
Smother them and freaking tackle them, hug them up, and make sure they can't do anything.
Goes Ryan Baer down
the
sideline.
Carry him to the sideline.
Just carrying the offensive players that scored a touchdown off. We're figuring it all out here on the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser. You grew up in Eastlake, Ohio, and we'll get to who's here tonight. I've asked you this like 10 times, but you grew up a Steeler fan in Eastlake, Ohio. How does that happen?
My dad's dad is from here, and just I grew up around just terrible towels and all Steelers games. We used to have parties like when they would make it to the playoffs and Super Bowl. So it's just what I grew up around.
So you grew up about 30 minutes northeast of Cleveland, or a little bit less than that?
Just around 30, maybe.
So you guys, you're familiar with lake effect snow?
Yeah.
Then in Eastlake.
Yeah.
Because people get crazy here with snow, but you guys had feet of snow in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. So I'm used to it.
So we got your dad here,
Russ.
We got Russ in the house, and we got your. I hesitate to say future father-in-law, but future father-in-law in the house as well. Let's get his name on the airwaves.
John.
Big John in the house. And who's not here is probably the most important person, which is your better half, your girlfriend, Olivia. And why is she not here for your big debut tonight?
She at work,
She's got to work.
Yeah.
And you guys met when?
In 2020.
Back in high school.
Yeah.
And now she's in Pittsburgh now?
No, she's back
home,
working back home. So.
She's back home in Eastlake.
Yeah.
She's back watching you every single week, and I'm sure coming into games and supporting you.
Yeah,
that's got to mean a lot to have her by your side too.
Yeah, of course. They come to every game, so they've been a great support for me.
Let's go back to the.
How about before we?
You got the.
We went Russ. We went John. We went Olivia.
Where's Mom?
Mom, Michelle. What's Mom doing tonight?
She's probably watching it back home right now. She let Dad go out and have some fun for once.
Oh, is that right? He got a hall pass.
Yeah.
Russ got a hall pass tonight. He's chirping back there. We won't put that on the air. I don't know what he's saying, but it's probably not good for you, whatever you're saying. Let's go back to high school. There's a picture of when Ryan committed, or when he was on a visit, of you in the weight room. He's on a weight bench. He's almost as tall as you, sitting on the weight bench. What stood out about this guy recruiting him out of Eastlake?
It was the people. It was really his family. I mean, his family's outstanding. What really stood out is, he took a few official visits, like I think 4, and we struggled to get an official visit out of Ryan. So Ryan was a guy, one of the probably a few, maybe the only unofficial visitor that committed to Pitt on an unofficial visit. He had all these other official visits everywhere else. We got him for an unofficial visit, which was kind of disappointing, but it worked out in the end. We had one of the best visits, and to me, that's about the people. And again, it was his family. It was our family, and he's part of a great family right now. So
that's non-traditional, obviously not non-officialing and committing on your unofficial visit. What stood out about Pitt to you, and now, 3-4 years later, is it all that you thought it would be?
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, I didn't come on an official. I really, didn't even think about visiting here. But Coach Collins and Coach Borbs at the time, I was getting just 3 calls from them a day telling me it would be a shame. We're so close to you. So I found a way to fit it in, and just the way they treated me. Like you said, it was a family when I got here, and the O-lineman at the time, Branson, who took me around the city, is now one of my best friends. So yeah, it was a great time, and I have a disabled sister, so watching Coach Dews just interact with her and wheel her around the city was awesome. And yeah, nothing's changed. It's still the family I committed to, so it's been great.
That's awesome, and that's what you want to hear in college football. You hear a lot about other stuff. It ultimately comes down to relationships. So you got O Block. We had Lyndon on a couple weeks ago. O Block, That's this, right? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
So we got Sharks, then we got O Block. So let's try to get this trending. We've got the Pitt Pope in the house. Maybe he can help us. Or Dr. Duca, who's pretty active on social media. Just kidding. Ryan, off the field, what's Ryan Baer doing when he's got some free time?
Eating.
Yeah, eating, just chilling in my room.
Do you cook?
No, I don't cook. My roommate David Lynch cooks for me. So.
David Lynch cooks.
Yeah.
Is there anything David Lynch doesn't do? I mean, he's all over the place.
Yeah,
he's a good cook, though.
Yeah, he's good.
So
do you buy the food and he cooks, or?
Yeah, we just went to Costco the other day and bought some
Costco
food.
run.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Ryan Baer walking through with a cart at Costco? How full that thing probably is.
We got to get an NIL deal with Costco.
We got to.
Aren't you in charge of that?
I am in charge of that. Thanks for the idea. I appreciate it. I'm going to head there after
Costco.
this.
Let's go.
I'm going to head there after this. See if we can get Costco on board and get some meat and potatoes for our big right tackle. You mentioned your mom and dad, your girlfriend, your father, your coaches. Who do you have to thank for where you're at today and why you are where you are?
I mean, I could thank anyone like you just said, but probably my brother Kyle. He's the one that he took me in under his wing in my freshman year and, you know, taught me how to really lift weights. And then during COVID, when it shut down, he didn't have work, and I would finish my schoolwork in the morning, and he would be at the house. We'd run a mile every day. He'd have me doing field work. So that's when I really saw an up in my game, and that's what really started blowing up my recruitment. So I probably wouldn't be here without him.
Give it up for Ryan Baer, redshirt junior right tackle from Eastlake, Ohio. Coach, Larry would always say this. I mean, young men like this are why your program is what it is and has the culture it has. Ryan, great job tonight. Best of luck the rest of the way. I know you got your headset off. You can go eat. You can go eat now.
He's ready to eat.
Coming up next on the Pat Narduzzi Show, we'll break down the Pitt-Syracuse matchup, starting with the Syracuse offense. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. Life moves fast, but planning ahead doesn't have to be complicated.
Exactly, Bill. That's why NSS Life offers affordable life insurance and reliable annuities you can count on.
It's the peace of mind you've been looking for.
Because you're not just planning for tomorrow, you're building a future that lasts a lifetime.
NSS Life. Secure today, confident tomorrow.
NSS Life, where family matters.
No one gets you closer to the Pitt Panthers than the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Go inside the locker rooms, on the sidelines, and inside the game as we provide exclusive analysis, breaking news, and recruiting updates all season long. Have a question or want to comment on how Pitt's doing? Join a chat with a Post-Gazette reporter at postgazette.com/Pitt. From the football field to the volleyball court, the Post-Gazette has the best eyes and ears on all Pitt sports.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, Pitt fans. Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines, keep climbing.
We celebrate the brave, the powerful, pink ribbon wearers and supporters who turn the fear and uncertainty of a breast cancer diagnosis into strength and hope. At UPMC, we're here to support you with screenings, compassionate experts, and innovative therapies, because we know that sometimes you just need someone by your side through every step of the journey. Learn more at upmc.com/breast cancer awareness.
The University of Pittsburgh is one of the nation's oldest institutions of higher education. The Hail to Pittsburgh program highlights the history, success, and goodwill of businesses rooted in Pittsburgh. Pitt Athletics would like to recognize a Hail to Pittsburgh corporate partner, J&A Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. J&A has proudly served Pittsburgh since 1993 with an expert team delivering reliable work, trusted value, and lasting comfort. Thank you, J&A, for your support of Pitt, because together we hail to Pittsburgh.
It's the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hands it off to Turner. Into the end zone, untouched for the Panther touchdown. Jakarian Turner, his 4th of the year, 2nd of the game, and the Panthers crack open a double-digit lead, possibly.
It was possible, and it did happen. Jakarian Turner, Boosie, into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown. Turner with a terrific day. Spelling your starter, Desmond Reed. Jakarian Turner, 10 carries for 44 yards, an average of 4.4, 2 touchdowns, also 4 catches for 34 yards. He's got a little.
Don't forget that fumble recovery.
Oh yeah, that was
holy cow.
That was the biggest play of the football game.
No doubt about it.
He doesn't score that touchdown if he doesn't recover that fumble.
Holy cow. No
little
doubt
ball security drills with Mason this week when you get into the open field because he can scoot too.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Pat Narduzzi Show. Diving into this Pitt-Syracuse matchup. Here's what you need to know about the Syracuse Orange, brought to you by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. Coach, obviously Syracuse is coached by Fran Brown. They got co-offensive coordinators, Michael Johnson, Jeff Nixon, and their quarterback, Steve Angeli, the transfer from Notre Dame, led them to a big win over Clemson a few weeks back. Unfortunately done for the year. What do you see from the Orange offensively since they had to make that quarterback change?
They haven't changed schematically what they do. We expect to get a little bit more heavier run. I think they against SMU last week they wanted to try to establish a run. Then SMU popped out and got up on them. So they'd like to establish a run game and keep it a close game. But they got a big old tailback, Yasin Willis, a kid from New Jersey who's a great player. He's about 235 pounds, so he'll be another big load to tackle this week, like those Florida State tailbacks we had to defend a week ago. So, but they got a really solid offensive line. They got great skill guys out at the edge. Janate Cook is a great receiver. He's got 31 catches. He's explosive. Came from the SEC and was a Texas transfer, so he's a good football player.
And obviously, the name Dan Villari, their tight end, transfer from Michigan.
Yeah, nightmares.
Nightmares about that one from back in the Bronx, him playing, I guess you call it a Wildcat quarterback. He's a big Wildcat quarterback, but he's an
NFL tight end.
He's got 27 catches, 311 yards this season. He's their second leading receiver, and he can block too.
He can block. He can run. He will get drafted in the National Football League. He's a great player, guy we got a key on.
Their quarterback, Ricky Collins, is an LSU transfer. A lot of transfers on both sides of the ball for Fran Brown and Syracuse. What jumps off the tape about Collins? Obviously, tough act to follow with Angeli. He had 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions through the first couple games of the year. But Ricky Collins has pedigree.
He really does. He's a good football player. He can run. They don't run a ton of draws with him. We've obviously worked it because he's athletic, and he's got a gun. He can he throws great seam balls. Throws the vertical route. So based on what happened last week, we got to be very conscious of the deep ball with him because he can sling it down the field.
I know coaches don't like to reference the previous year, but do you sense that Fran Brown will look back at last year and that'll be something he motivates his team with?
No question about it. Nobody likes to get beat like they got beat. Our defense pretty much scored 21 points on them with those 3 interceptions and a couple other turnovers as well. They'll come out and give us their best game. They're a talented football team. We got to try to give them no hope early, but they got a great team, and Fran Brown's an outstanding coach.
Coming back on the Pat Narduzzi Show, we'll dive into the defensive side of the ball, special teams, keep breaking down this matchup. Coming up next, you're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
At GBU Life, we specialize in life insurance and annuity products to help protect families and anchor retirements. But we do things a little differently. When you choose GBU Life, you become a member of an organization that supports you, your personal goals, and your community causes. Ready to be a member? Visit gbu.org. GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life. Life insurance is underwritten and annuities are issued by GBU Financial Life, Pittsburgh, PA. GBU Life and its agents do not provide legal, tax, or financial advice. Please consult with your advisor.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi from 93.7 The Fan for the Power of Bowser. This October, things are getting spooktacular at Bowser Chevy of Monroeville. From the family favorite Chevy Equinox to the powerful Silverado and the all-new Blazer EV, Bowser has a ride that's ready for every trick-or-treat adventure. Right now, Bowser Chevy gets 0% for 36 months on a 2025 Chevy Silverado, $1,500 crew cab, plus $1,000 bonus cash. Get financing offers, top trade-in values, and drive home with the confidence of Chevy's advanced safety features. For well-qualified buyers, tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies. With approved credit through GM Financial. Offer ends November 3rd.
Well, that's the power of Bowser. Yeah.
Bowser Chevrolet Monroeville. BowserChevrolet.com.
At the University of Pittsburgh, the gold standard is the championship level that Pitt athletics programs strive to achieve. This season, Pitt Athletics is recognizing those businesses that support Pitt Athletics at the Gold Standard Championship level. Pitt Athletics would like to recognize its 2025 Gold Standard corporate partners, Clearview Federal Credit Union and the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. Thank you for supporting Pitt Athletics. Together, we go for gold.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Hey, who's that girl helping you with your draft picks?
Oh, that's my Clearview expert, Jen. What do you always say, Jen?
Diversify your lineup, just like your investment portfolio.
Yes! She's a genius!
Financial advice is closer than you think. Clearview, clearly different. Hey, who's that girl helping you with your draft picks?
Oh, that's my Clearview expert, Jen. What do you always say, Jen?
Diversify your lineup, just like your investment portfolio.
Yes! She's a genius!
Financial advice is closer than you think. Clearview, clearly different.
Back to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Motion left to right. He gets the snap in time. Big rush. He gets out of there. He starts running to his left. Looks for the end zone. And that is a touchdown for the Panthers from 16 yards out. The ball pulled in the back of the end zone by the Panther receiver, and that was Desmond Reed.
That throw, Coach, by Mason going to his left, which is that the old no, yes type of play?
It was a yes, do it. I mean, he can go right or left. He can sprint out to the right. He can sprint out to the left. They can do it all.
There are so many.
The way his feet twisted around.
He's in the air. He's airborne.
Yeah.
It's a jump pass.
Yeah.
I mean, and those are the types of things as someone who played the position a long time ago that you appreciate that I could never do, and a lot of people couldn't do. Even the little check down to Jakarian Turner down in the red zone on that last drive to scramble the way he did. And
he's got a lot of different arm angles that you don't coach and you can't coach.
And obviously the best part about it, Coach, and this is where I know you'll like this, there's a lot of room to grow for your freshman quarterback, and he seems to be the kind of young man that harps on what he's not doing well, not necessarily what he does great.
No doubt. He prepares, and if he does something wrong, he wants to correct it the next play, the next series.
Here's what you need to know about the Syracuse defense presented by PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Defensively, the Orange, led by Elijah Robinson, their defensive coordinator. I see a lot of transfers on that side in the secondary as well. Schematically, you're a defensive coach by background. What do they like to do?
You know, they're 4 down for the most part. They played us in 3 down a year ago. They played a little bit of 3 down this year, so we've obviously practiced both. They're a man-free team. They're going to play some quarters. They do a little bit of everything in the back end. They're very athletic in the back end. They've got 4 interceptions with their back end, and they're not giveaways. They're plays made on the ball. They high point the ball well. They're ball hawks in the back end. So we got to be really smart with where we throw the ball and knowing that those guys can break on the ball.
A guy that jumps out on tape just watching him, who moves around a lot, he's big. Number 23, Grant, the safety at 6'4". Is he a guy that you guys have circled as this is a key player for them?
They're all key. They're all key. Depending on what coverage you're in, Mason's got to do a great job at reading the coverages and know what they're in. They'll get us some 3 safety looks, which we saw last week, and he was effective versus that. So, they're going to give us different fronts up front, but they, really based out of a 4 down front is their base. You'll see most of that, but we'll be prepared for everything. You got seniors up front. Their whole front four is, older guys that have played a lot of football.
Yeah, what do you see from that group? Obviously, your offensive line passed the test against Florida State. They were very big, and size was a part of their what they brought to the table. What do you see from Cuse up front?
Very similar team. They're aggressive up front. They're going to, they'll have their share of blitzes as well. So, we just got to control them. They'll twist and move guys around. So we just got to protect the quarterback and get the run going.
You always have said, where's Waldo? And I would imagine if you're the other side, Desmond Reed would be Waldo if you were playing Pitt. How does the running back position in general, being a pass catcher, like Dez is, like Boosie is, how does that change the defense's approach?
Well, a lot of teams are nickel teams, but, Poppy will take care of the nickel. They're usually out there on the slot. So, it's playing with 5 receivers in the game. A guy with speed that you trust catching the football. And like I said, Boosie's great out of the backfield, so is Joel's Golf. So, in our offense, we're going to get a lot of 5-out, even though if we're not an empty, it's an empty protection, and we put stress on our offensive line to protect and get 5-out in the route. So that's the key to what we do offensively.
Back-to-back games, you guys have produced over 100 yards rushing, which obviously you throw the ball to open the run at times, but your run game has been consistent, particularly late in the ball game.
No doubt about it. I've been happy with our run game. The offense has done a great job game planning for it and getting what we need in the run game based on what we're seeing personnel-wise in fronts and stunts and coverages. So, it's the details in the game planning, and then it finishes with the execution on the field.
Talk special teams. Syracuse, obviously a dome, so you don't have to worry about wind or weather or things like that. But what do you see from the Orange on special teams that you have to contend with?
Boy, they got a great punter. I can tell you that.
Stonehouse.
I think they've always got a great punter for some reason. I mean, it's like every year you go up there. I mean, he bombs the ball. I think they're net punt 45 yards, which is outstanding. I think ours is about maybe 40, 41. And so they got us beat there. But so, they can win field position with the punter when he gets out there. And, again, they got a great special teams coordinator that came from Georgia Tech, Brumfield, and he does a nice job as well. So we got to be prepared for a lot of things on special teams.
Coming up on the Pat Narduzzi Show, we wrap things up. Get you ready for Pitt, Syracuse. Again, a 7:30 primetime kickoff from the JMA Wireless Dome in Syracuse, New York. That game will be televised on the ACC network and brought to you on 93.7 The Fan, the flagship for Pitt football. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers radio network.
At PNC Bank, they pride themselves on being boring. For nearly 160 years, they've quietly toiled away to serve up brilliant results for their equally brilliant clients. As a proud sponsor of Pitt Athletics, PNC digs your passion for winning. That's why they have dedicated teams throughout Pittsburgh, all ready to do the boring work to help set you up for success. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association.
We celebrate the brave, the powerful, pink ribbon wearers and supporters who turn the fear and uncertainty of a breast cancer diagnosis into strength and hope. At UPMC, we're here to support you with screenings, compassionate experts, and innovative therapies, because we know that sometimes you just need someone by your side through every step of the journey. Learn more at upmc.com/breast cancer awareness.
Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University Oakland. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters.
As on the football field, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win your financial goals. Their wealth advisors use proven strategies with a focus on retirement distribution and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jksfinancial.com.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi from 93.7 The Fan for the Power of Bowser. This October, things are getting spooktacular at Bowser Chevy of Monroeville. From the family favorite Chevy Equinox to the powerful Silverado and the all-new Blazer EV, Bowser has a ride that's ready for every trick-or-treat adventure. Right now, Bowser Chevy, get 0% for 36 months on a 2025 Chevy Silverado, $1,500 crew cab, plus $1,000 bonus cash. Get financing offers, top trade-in values, and drive home with the confidence of Chevy's advanced safety features. For well-qualified buyers, tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies. With approved credit through GM Financial. Offer ends November 3rd.
Well, that's the power of Bowser.
Bowser Chevrolet Monroeville. BowserChevrolet.com.
Let's return to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Back live to Hotel Indigo, just off the Hot Metal Bridge here, down the hill from the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. It's the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power Bowser. We're here every Wednesday from 6 to 7 with the exception of the open week, which will follow a trip out west to the West Coast in a few weeks. Pitt will play Stanford. We'll be off the following week. Then it's Pitt Notre Dame at home at Acrisure Stadium. Mary Olip's in the house. Where's Mary at? There she is. Mary Olip's a loyal listener. She's here every single week. Let's give it up for Mary. Mary, I understand she's playing, she's not playing hooky. She decided not to work tonight to be here for the Pat Narduzzi show.
That's loyalty right there.
We appreciate her loyalty and being here. And obviously, Coach, task at hand is Syracuse on Saturday night at the JMA Wireless Dome. I think it's going to be a hungry Syracuse team, right? They're anxious to get back in the win column. They've had a week off to lick their wounds, and I'm sure they had a chance to recalibrate.
Yeah, I mean, they have never, Fran Brown, that was his, 2 losses in a row. It's the first time he, as a head coach, he's lost 2 in a row. So they'll be hungry. They'll be angry from last year. We'll have to go up there and start fast and play good football early.
A coach's message after a big win is obviously it's never as good as it seems, right? It's never as bad when you lose. They come off a big win against Clemson, and then they lose a couple in a row. Do you share those stories with your players coming off a big win in Tallahassee?
As far as just a big win?
Just like, hey,
yeah.
Focus on next week.
No doubt about it. I mean, to me, it's one of the critical things is, I tell our guys all the time, it's like, you remember when you were in college and you took a test, and after the test was over, you go, thanks God, and you're kind of relief that it's over, right? And it's the same thing after one of those wins like that. You have that kind of that relief of, hey, it's over with, I'm good, and we got that win. But, I tell our guys all the time, you're not normal, okay? Students in school, you can do that, and you don't have a test for another month, okay? You're abnormal. You're going to have a test the next week, and it's a big one. It's just as big or bigger than the test you had the week before, so you got to let that go. You're abnormal, and we have to focus on this next one, and our guys will do a nice job at doing that.
If the football season was a semester or a game, you're halfway through, right? You're starting the second half of the season. What do you know about your football team today that you didn't know heading into week 1?
Well, I think we got great depth at quarterback. I mean, you think about what we did with that move was not an easy move, and Mason has really stepped up. That could have been a disaster, and I could have been under heat for doing that. And it's a chance you have to take just to get the team going in the direction you need to. So it's never easy. But I think we got a really good football team. I think we got a team that can, go to a championship game and win a championship in the ACC. We got to do things right. We got to, take care of business, and we got to do it one game at a time. And the focus is all on Syracuse.
Yeah, revisionist history, hindsight's always 20/20, right? You look back and wonder about 2 losses, but I think it's safe to say your football team wouldn't be what it is today if not for that adversity.
No question. You learn from that adversity that you got into, and we learned what we need to do to win football games. And our guys have picked it up. They've learned, and as well as our coaches have. So it's been a good lesson. And again, that's the key thing. Those losses don't kill you unless you don't learn from them.
Going up to Syracuse, first night game of the year, true night game, 7:30. I'm a noon guy. Get up and at it, but it is what it is. How do you manage Saturday and peak emotion at the right time?
Yeah, again, that'll be the big change here. How do we adjust to a night game? Because we've noon and 1 3:30 games so far. We've got another 3:30 next week against North Carolina State. But those night games are always tricky. But we'll have some meetings in the morning, some walkthroughs in the morning. We'll give them a little break, in the middle of the day, and then we'll make sure they take a good nap. And nap times are critical. You better nap the right way.
Are you a nap one?
I can't nap on game day. I can't nap on game day, but it's important for our kids to get naps. They're used to getting a nap at noon.
A certain time period, right? Can't be too long, can't be too short. It's a science. Coach, best of luck this weekend.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks to our executive producer, PJ Kovanchik, Tom Catanzari, T-Bird, manning controls here at the Hotel Indigo. Charlie Borges back at Master Control at Foster Plaza. Special thanks to Director of Football Communications Mike Annarella, Don Pasquale, Allison Rubin, Dr. Mark Duca in the house. We'll talk to you on Saturday from the Carrier Dome, also known as the JMA Wireless Dome in Syracuse. See, I can't get that right. For a big one on Saturday night, 7:30 kickoff. Hail to Pitt.